talent has a part to play in it. Now, the hard work is now up to you.
And in life, you have to create the opportunity.
Hi, I'm Seyi Banigbe, and you're welcome to Binging with Game Changers, where we delve into the minds of people with celebrated brands and careers, so we're able to shatter the sort of ceilings they've been able to shatter and do big things in general. Today is going to be hot, guys. Our guests are off the chain. But before we get into that, how have you been? I've been okay. Guess what happened to me recently? I was chatting with a friend, and then she brings up this topic that a lot of girls are now getting married to guys, and then after the wedding, on the wedding night, and after a few weeks, they find out the guy is actually impotent. Maybe it's a health issue that is becoming really popular in our generation, but it's a problem. And her question to me was, Seyi, of course, like once you find that out, you're like out of the marriage. In fact, the marriage never existed. I paused. Guys, what do you think about that? Because for me, it's both ways. Because, guys, I've met ladies that got married to their husbands, did not tell him that they had an abortion and they probably couldn't have a baby, and then they get married, the guy finds out, and he stays. But I've noticed that when the role is reversed, we women do not tolerate that thing. You are impo, what? Out, I'm gone. For good. You know what? For me, I think scenarios should be played. So if the guy is violent, like he's impotent and he's violent and beating you, maybe I would understand that, okay, he's not ready to talk things out. If he's vulnerable and saying, this is me, this is the problem I've had, I'm sorry, are you ready to walk this journey with me? Would you say yes? Hit me up on social media at the BWG Show. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to know what you would do in such a situation. I'm still thinking, and I'll probably respond on social media, but you know, it's a tough one, I must say. When we return, we'll be meeting our game changers. See you in a bit. Welcome back to the show. And our game changer for today is someone I love. I'm excited. You can tell, right? Yeah. She's someone I love. She's a World Music Award nominee. She's currently a coach and judge on The Voice Nigeria. She's a multi-award winning artist. She's hot, beautiful. She's a role model to many. She's all that and a bag of chips. Welcome with me, Waje! Hi, Waje.
Hey,
so good to have you on.
Thank you.
I love your welcome song, and it's your newest, and it is hot.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
It's a summer feel, you know, so I just wanted something that I can dance to, enjoy myself.
Workout?
Workout, yeah. But also, I was trying to buy my daughter's fan base, you know, because she's 18.
Oh, right.
So, you know, sometimes when people say, oh yeah, Waje appeals to the older crowd, but it would be nice to see
lovers.
Yeah, exactly. But it would be nice to see kids really vibing to my music. So the whole concept of this song is really inspired by her.
You had her,
yeah.
Oh, amazing. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? You look fabulous.
Thank you. You're pretty in person, though, I have to say.
Well, Jehovah.
That's amazing,
good. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, reading up on you was a thrill, because
okay,
I was reading, I was just inspired.
Oh, okay.
I saw a fighter.
Yes, I would. Well, they say never blow your horns, but you never know. Put your best foot out. So I like to describe myself as a fighter.
It's obvious. You're not blowing your horns. It's obvious. Yeah. Anyone that encounters your story would know you are a fighter. Yeah. Your collaboration with P Square, you know, was, so to say, your first major, you know, rub off with the limelight, sort of like doing something. I'd say it was like your first major collaboration. And I can imagine, based on the fact that, you know, then you were still the Enugu girl, nobody knew you. Yeah. You then, you know, you heard, oh, you're going to be, the Do Me song was a hit. Like, then I think I was in the University of Lagos, do me. Everybody was doing me. And, you know, you heard...
God, get your mind out of the gutter, Waje.
You know, you heard you were going to be the voice for that song. I can imagine how did you approach that opportunity?
Well, Okay, yes, rightly said I was in Enugu at the time, and I was signed to a record label called Dome Records. Dome Records is owned by Uncle Chris Madubuko, who's my mentor. Uncle Chris is actually the person who made me go into music, because I was a church singer, like a gospel artist, you know. And one time he came to church and he was like, "You're very young and you have a great voice, so what are you doing with it?" I said, "Hey, God did not give us our voice so that we will make money." I just had this theory that didn't make sense. And he was like, "No, honey, you need to use your voice."
Commercialize it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's when I got signed to Dome. So I had done a remake of Omogemi, the song by P Square.
Okay.
And I titled mine Bobomi. They heard it, they loved it, and that's how our relationship really started. And one of those times I came to my first major platform to perform as an artist was here in Lagos, Obi Asika, Storm Records. Okay. They were doing something in, I think it was 11:45 at the time. And
I remember 11:45.
So I was, that was actually the first time I met the band as well, because he performed, what's that song? Oh, that's that song. Don't come up with the Coco, make a tell them the Coco. Exactly. So I was the rookie. I was the one opening for them and everything.
Really?
So.
But how did you prepare for those kind of roles? Because sometimes, you know, we have people trying to be like you, and they get opportunities and
they're not prepared.
They don't
I'm even lazy now. I guess age has come.
Success too, you're allowed. But then, how hungry were you? How did you approach such opportunities?
Oh, what? I was so hungry. There was this dance group that was in my school at the time, but they were in the Enugu campus, because I went to Nsukka. And, you know, I sort of grew up with one of them. So we used to dance in my mom's, my aunt's living room in Enugu then, and Ciara had just come out, so I loved the way she used to dance, and I would, you know, take snippets of what she does and try and incorporate it into my own style of dancing. And then I had the song with Claire, make room for me, Claire, I'm Waje and I'm about to win. Ooh, very weird song.
It sounds good though.
It was working for me, you know. But really, that's really the foundation of my story. So at the time, I remade Omogemi and titled it Bobomi. P Square got in contact with me and we did Do Me. And it was when I came for the show with Storm Records that we got into the studio here in Lagos and we did the song. Unfortunately, a lot of people didn't know I was the one that did the song.
Yeah, so, but it's amazing how these things build up to. You saw Chin Chin, Waje. Why did you sell Chin Chin?
Because I wanted to get by. You know, I didn't have a job. I was already done with school. And I had this friend. I lived in Onitsha right after, you know, I lived in Onitsha for a bit. And my mom had a school in my grandma's house where sometimes I teach there. But really, for me, I really don't know why I was there. To be honest, it wasn't like, you know how you live life and then you just find yourself in different places and then you just make the most out of. But I knew that music was something I really wanted to do.
Were you selling Chin Chin for the music, or you were selling it because
I needed to get by, you know, and I was bored of not doing anything. And I had this very amazing friend, Ijoma Uzodima, because at the time, my mom was trying to get a job, and she, you know, because she had changed jobs over time, and, you know, I had a kid, and, you know, so I came from very extremely humble beginnings, you know. So Ijoma started, you know, she came up with the idea and said, you know what, let's start making Chin Chin, and we were
making money,
not doing that bad.
I love how you were able to do stuff you probably didn't even totally love doing.
Oh yes,
just so that knowing that eventually you'll get to do what you love to do.
My dream, exactly.
Beautiful. So, The Voice, the global brand, came to Nigeria. The franchise came into Nigeria to create The Voice Nigeria. You know, it's a brand that we saw icons like Usher, Pharrell, Gwen Stephanie. We watched it online, not online, well, online and on TV. It was like that foreign hallowed TV singing competition. And then we hear it's coming to Nigeria. We're like, who are the hosts? Who are the hosts? Who are the judges? Who are the judges? And there was just one woman they found in the whole of Nigeria's music industry, and it was Waje. How did that make you feel? But hold that thought.
Okay.
When we return, we will get to know exactly how Waje celebrated. Did she go for Thanksgiving in church? Did she throw a party? How did she celebrate that news? See you when we get back. Welcome back, guys. I'm still here with Waje, and look, I'm blushing. I can't even hide it. If I was white, my whole body would have been red by now. Yes, and I'm learning so much. Like Waje is like, she's a barrel of wisdom. Like even when we're off the screen, she's just churning stuff out. But yeah, how did you feel about getting? I think it's a big deal. Like, number one, you were the only female, and then they needed just 4 people, and you were selected. What did that tell you?
I was very excited.
How did you feel?
First of all, it validated, because over time in my career, people have always told me, you too sing, the streets are not listening, things like that. And so for me, it validated my belief that, you know, talent has a part to play in it. Now, the hard work is now up to me. You know, because these are, you know, I'm in the supermarket and you see kids. It bought me a lot of kids, children, fan base. It's so beautiful. You don't, I love it. I love it, because the truth is, if once children buy into your brand, they grow with you. And for me, that was one of the blessings that I got from it. And strangely enough, few years before that, I actually was looking at going to The Voice US to go and compete. They tell you truth. Oh my days. The only thing that stopped me was it was only for
citizens.
Yeah, residents. So I couldn't do as much.
So you stayed back and kept
I just stayed there. So when they buzzed me, I was like, yay! Because
you would have just killed it. Like,
because, you know, the thing is, you know, Omami and I are friends. So, you know, she used to record it, and then we'll both sit down and watch it. And then she'll do one thing. I'll look at her and say, Omami, if you do that one, and say, we will not be doing it. Practicing. Just playing. Yeah. So she now said, Waje, join this team now. We just went online, checked it, and we just saw that it was only for United States residents. So, wow, and amazing. Look at it, you know,
and it's key that, you know, as Nigerians, we learn to just sit down. Like, if you don't have visa, they are not calling you, they rejected you. What are you looking for? Sit down, see.
Greener pastures.
Because she did not go there to go and compete for The Voice. The Voice called her to come and be a judge. Imagine if they didn't close that door.
Yes,
you know.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
So it's a beautiful show.
Waje, one of the reasons why you're a game changer to us and to many other people is there's something you said that I'd like to read to you. You said, I'm only human.
Yeah.
I've passed through certain things. Now, what makes me a star is being able to pass through those things and still come out and be the person I want to be.
Yeah.
As successful as I want to be, and that's my definition of stardom. That's why you're a game changer more than any other thing. Because a lot of Nigerians are going through
a
stuff.
lot. Yeah.
It might not be. And why I'm quite passionate, and I know a lot of people are passionate about yours, is you could go through challenges, but the challenge of bringing a life into the world at a time when even you are still getting formed into a human being, more like you're just knowing life. It's not beans. It's not a joke.
No, it's not.
You know, I run I'm sure you know, I have a jewelry brand.
Yeah.
And because we are located...
I'm a fan, by the way.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And we're located in several places, you know, across Lagos and beyond. So I always have to hire merchandisers, like sales. They call them merchandisers, but they're sales, you know, they're sales reps. They talk to people, they wear it for them, and they sell. If there's anything I deal with a lot, because they're usually secondary school leavers, and sometimes maybe they're in school and working at the same time, they get pregnant a lot, Waje.
Yes.
And sometimes they even tell me before they tell their parents, because I mean, I'm the one funding, I pay their salaries. And this has not happened once, it has not happened twice. And the moment they tell me, at that point, I can see depression. I know that, look, I'm upset, but I have to say something to lift them. Do you know what I tell them?
What?
I tell them, look, drop this baby and you must still be great. Do you know Waje? You know Waje, right? I'm still, don't laugh, this is serious. Because at that time, the Bible doesn't make sense to them. If I quote the Bible, it doesn't make sense. Quote, theory does not make sense. But saying that a human being that they know, you know Waje, right? And because to me, you're about the only famous person that, you know, is so open about that sort of issue.
And I had to be, because for, you know, there's granted, it's not something that any parent wants for their kids, but we cannot deny the fact that they say, yes, it's happening. And, you know, sometimes even I had to learn on the job, because I'm a parent as well, you know, and people should not take sex education for granted. You have to equip your children just the same way you equip them with education they get in school. You equip them with, you know, financial support and security that you provide for them, and you teach them how to live on earth, you know, live lives, you know, live through their journey. You have to prepare them and at least do your own part by making sure that your children know and are aware that these things do happen. And then when it happens, my daughter was about 9 when I first gave her the first lesson, and I think I was late. I should have done 7.
What would you tell Waje of 10 years ago, Waje in Enugu?
Yeah.
You know, what would you tell her, the Waje now, what would you tell her not to do, or maybe shouldn't have done, or should do more of?
Okay,
looking back,
what I would have told Waje was to take her destiny in her own hands. Because for a very long time, I was dependent on other people doing it for me. So
doing what for you then?
You know, sort of creating a platform for me. So, you know, I could, if I had a conversation with someone who can change my life and the person says, okay, we are going to do this and do that, I wouldn't look for, I didn't have a B plan yet. So I didn't really have a plan A, B, C. I was always head on my plan A. And if plan A didn't work, then I will now go back and retrace myself and do plan B. But you can kill time, you know, because time goes on, and before you know what's happening, you've lost that time. So if I were to speak to Waje of 10 years ago, I'll tell her that always have a plan A, B, C, even if it's with the same dream. But and also, you know, use a lot of relationships, bond with people, and be really concerned about people.
Very true. Very true. Thank you so much, Waje. Like, I'm loaded, I'm full. There's so much. Yeah. And
Thank you.
I feel so honored, you know, to have interviewed you today.
And thank you. I'm honored to be here as well. And thank you for
so
what you're doing, because, you know, people need to see us in a different light. So, and you're highlighting that. So
thank you so much. When Waje is not leaving yet, yes, she will be competing against our professional of the day. When we return, we'll be meeting our corporate game changers. See you in a bit.